My name is Shirley Hardcastle. I purchased a 2016 Audi. The purchase that I made had a pre-existing problem that the dealership that I was dealing with would not work with me on correcting the problem. They wanted to definitely correct the problem, but they wanted me to pay $11,500 to correct the problem. And I didn't feel it was my responsibility. The car was only um, just a few months old. And obviously, the problem was pre existing. And I don't feel like I should have paid for a pre existing problem. I purchased a 2016 Audi Q5 on April the 9th of 2022. That was something that was actually the Audi was one of my was a dream car. I had been trying to purchase one for the past several years, and the opportunity just didn't come about at that time, and it came about this time. So I was really thrilled that I was able to go and purchase an Audi. I did not purchase a new Audi. I purchased a pre-owned, obviously a 2016. The vehicle that I purchased, I was really excited about. It looked amazing, and little did I know, like about 4 weeks down the road, I was driving home one afternoon, and the engine light came on, the oil light came on, and so I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Can I continue driving? Because I was still a little bit of a distance from home. So I actually called my husband, and he called Audi, and the company that I bought it from, dealership, was Audi Dominion in San Antonio. And so he called them, and they said, yes, it was okay to go ahead and continue driving home. So I did, and they wanted me to bring the vehicle in. They wanted to top off the oil. And I thought, topping off the oil, I don't think that's going to fix it, but I'll go ahead and do, what they want me to do. So I did take the vehicle in. They did top off the oil, and I left. And they said that the oil light coming on like that was not unusual. That was normal. So I questioned it being normal. I have never had a car where the uh, oil light came on, and that was normal. That just did not seem normal to me. So about 5 weeks, I guess, went by again. The light came on again. So I called the dealership where I purchased it from and told them, hey, the oil light came on again. And they told me the same thing, bring it in, we'll go ahead and top it off. So I did what they asked me to do. And I did talk to the service manager, about that. And he said, oh, yeah, he said, I get a lot of those certain years and certain models. He said, I get a lot of those that come in here where we have to top off the engine oil. So I said, okay, I find that to be a little strange, but anyways, so I left the dealership, and again, about another 4 to 5 weeks down the road, the oil light came on again. So I went to the dealership again, and they said, we're going to have to test the Audi for oil consumption. We're going to have to do an oil consumption test. So I said, okay. So I scheduled it to go in. He said it was a 2-part test. So I said, okay. So I scheduled the first one to come in, and they did whatever it was that they needed to do for as far as testing it for oil consumption. And then they said, we'd like you to bring it back after you have gone approximately 600 miles. So that's exactly what I did. I took it back, and they did the second part of the oil consumption test. And the results were there was a piston problem. So I said, okay. They said the cost to do that repair is $11,500. I was rather blown away at that. I thought, okay, I mean, I understand. It's not an American made car. It is a European vehicle, but $11,500, I couldn't quite grasp that. I just thought that was ridiculous. I felt like the vehicle, the Audi that I purchased, had this problem. It was a pre-existing problem. It was a pre-existing problem when the owner had it. So the previous owner went ahead and decided to trade it in, and they put it on the lot, and I came along and bought it, and I bought the problem. So I was pretty upset about it. The fact that I purchased a vehicle that apparently had a pre-existing problem. So the dealership that I purchased it from, they came and they talked to me about it. The manager did, and he said, "Well, the only thing we can do is to go ahead and do the changing or whatever they do to correct the piston problem because it was using oil." And I was not happy with that answer because I felt like I was sold something again that had a pre-existing problem that I was not aware of, and I bought the problem. And I didn't feel like I should have been responsible for buying a pre-existing problem. The dealership did not work with me very well. They suggested that I just go ahead and trade it in and get another vehicle. Well, I just bought the vehicle April the 9th. The vehicle it was right at 6 months old when this started. Well, a little bit less than 6 months old when this started reoccurring, this problem with the engine oil. And so I was not happy about it. I said I felt like I was treated unfairly. I was sold a vehicle that had a pre-existing problem that I was not made aware of. So why should I absorb the cost of $11,500 to repair this oil consumption problem? They kept telling me the same thing over and over. Actually, the service manager actually told me because I brought up the question, why hasn't Audi, if this is something that's pre-existing in certain year models and certain Audis, certain models, I said, why isn't Audi addressing this problem and doing the repair on this so this doesn't continue to happen? The service manager told me, he said, let me see if I can put it in the exact words, if they repair the problem or if they correct the problem, that's only going to create other problems. And it would lose what? Performance. Oh, it would lose. He said it would lose. It would lose its performance. I can't see how correcting a problem with a vehicle would make a vehicle lose its performance. It just didn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm not seeing the full picture, but I kind of felt like I was. They were trying, what I felt like they were doing, they was basically trying to get out of having to do anything as far as doing something about the problem that I purchased. I went ahead and I did trade it in, and I bought a vehicle that I did not want because not only not only was I going to be paying for the Audi that I did not have, but I was also financing a vehicle that I didn't want. So now I'm stuck with a huge payment for a vehicle that I no longer have because I traded the Audi in, and I mean, I had to buy another vehicle. So now the the financing that I did on the Audi carries over now to the financing that I had to do for the vehicle that I didn't want. And I feel like that I have been treated very unfairly. I feel like Audi, they are a reputable manufacturer, and I felt like they should have gone maybe just a step out of their way, so I could have maybe even possibly got into another Audi without these high payments, and stuff, and with them not working with me like they should. I mean, yes, they did give me a trade-in amount, but when I bought the Audi originally, the 2016 Audi, I put down $7,500. Okay. Plus, I paid off the vehicle, which only had a couple of payments. I paid off my trade-in. So I felt like I did my part, when I did the trade-in and everything. I was just so excited. I was so thrilled to get this Audi. I thought, okay, I am trading in. I had a 2012 Cadillac is what I had. So I traded in my Cadillac, which I felt like was in mint condition. The Audi that I purchased, I did not look at it, and it's my fault. I did not look at it close enough like I should have. It had other issues too. I purchased it on a Friday, and I did not pick it up till Monday. And the make ready department did the shoddiest job I have ever seen on a make ready of a vehicle that was just purchased. I was appalled at the job that they did. I mean, it was awful. It was just awful. They ran it through the car wash. They didn't bother to do, to wipe it down or anything. It had spots all over it. It was dirty. They didn't vacuum it properly. The whole My whole purchase, my experience on purchasing this Audi was a nightmare. Was a nightmare. And the biggest part of the nightmare was the oil consumption and them wanting me to pay $11,500 to fix the problem when it was a pre-existing problem, obviously, with the other owner. Or why would they have traded in? Yeah, they could have traded in for a later model, of course. And I am totally did that, but I felt like Audi should have done an overall inspection of a vehicle they took in on a trade-in. And the vehicle that I got when I traded the Audi in um, needs brakes. So, they didn't go through, they told me that they go through this 20 something point inspection of the vehicles. There was no 20-point inspection, or otherwise they would have caught the brake issue that the car that I have right now, they would have caught the brake problem. So I felt like I am paying. I don't feel like I know that I'm paying for two vehicles, one of which I don't have. And I am not happy about that. I thought Audi treated me very poorly. Part of the city of San Antonio that is not very well liked, and it's called the South Side of San Antonio. And there's a lot of low income dealerships and things like that over there. So I felt like they were treating me like I would have possibly been treated over on that particular area of town. And I did not appreciate that. Um, I felt like I was talked down to, but most of all, I felt like I was cheated. I felt like I was lied to. They did not do the proper inspections that I felt like they should have done on a vehicle, on an Audi vehicle. Um, and I'm very disappointed. And having to pay for a vehicle I don't have and paying for another vehicle that I had to purchase, I feel that it's wrong. It's not the way to treat a customer. I felt like they should have came forward a little bit more and worked with me better. So in my book, I have a very bad taste in my mouth as it goes about the Audi vehicle itself. because I was lied to, and I did not appreciate that. I would not have done that. I feel like I would have not done that to anybody, and it was being done to me, and there was nothing that I could do about it. So that's why I decided to contact y'all. I think y'all should know, what's going on out there with the Audi dealerships, this one in particular. So I felt like I was done an injustice. At this point, they should pay off the Audi that I'm still paying for. I think they should pay it off. They got the vehicle. I no longer obviously have the vehicle. And I think that they should pay it off so I'm not making the payment on that Audi. So I'm not paying for that Audi. There should be no reason for me to be paying for this Audi. They took my money, and gave me nothing in return.